I'm not saying okay, goodbye, I love you, because I don't love this movie. If you saw my out of theater reaction yesterday, you know my general out of the theater thoughts. But that's why we do a full review. That's the immediate reaction, and so you sit, you sleep, you marinate, you think about it a little bit longer, and you ask yourself, do you still feel the same way afterwards? And I will say this, I've softened a little bit on my response to the movie. Actually, I'm a bit more pissed off with the marketing with the movie because I was watching Cinema Therapy earlier, where they just had a interview with the creators of Elio, and it seemed like nice people, all that. And they showed a clip from the trailer that I didn't remember, and I'm like, oh, you assholes didn't just not show us everything. You straight out lied to us in the trailer. In the trailer, you see the aunt who's adopted him freaking out because aliens are coming. And he's on the phone. You think he's talking to someone on the phone. You think he's talking to her. He says, I'm kind of freaking out right now. It's like, okay, I love you. Goodbye. That's bullshit. That is not what their relationship is at all. So the trailer is flat out lied to you. So I just want to point out that the marketing for this movie, I just realized pisses me off because it just straight out lied to me about what their relationship, and the relationship they have is kind of crucial to the movie. So yeah. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, because I just found that out today and relearned that little fact. What did I actually think about this movie now that I've softened a little bit? Because at first, my reaction was if I gave a number grading, about 4 out of 10. Below average, but not god awful. I probably wouldn't watch it again. If I had a kid and they wanted to watch it, I'd be fine with it, but I wouldn't like be. It's not like teaching bad morals or anything like that. It just things didn't work for me. If I were to increase my rating, I might go 5 out of 10. It's average. It's fine. It's not that bad. I'd say there's enough good in there to warrant showing it. Warrant me if one of my friends was desperately and it's like, I want to see it. Will you see it with me? Like, yeah, okay. That'd be it. Hell, I sat through Wish twice. If I could sit through Wish twice, I could sit through this. But what the story is, Elio's parents pass away in an accident of some kind, and he goes to live with his aunt, and he becomes enamored with the idea of extraterrestrial life out there, and he makes it his mission to be abducted because he feels alone. He feels after his parents pass, he feels alone. He feels isolated. He feels like he doesn't belong. And eventually, they get him, and then hijinks ensue. He has to be the ambassador of Earth, and he has to go and try to negotiate with Brad and with not Brad Dorf. Was it Brad Dorf? Brad Garrett. Sorry, Brad Garrett's character, and he makes friends with Brad Garrett's character's son, and and all the whole hijinks and hilarity. What this film does do well is a couple things. It does actually have a decent amount going for it. One, I think it's very vibrant. It is colorful. It's got some decent designs. Um, uh, uh, it's sorry, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted on the TV. Um, it's got a lot of creativity in its concepts. It actually takes a lot from many different forms of sci-fi. And some of it actually is played. It does come up again in the movie. They have, like, for example, literally a library with all the information of the universe, and it's constantly trying to give the meaning of life. But people are just like, "Who would win? A gorilla with a baseball bat, or chimpanzees with this?" Like, the gorilla. um, they have a cloning machine that does come into in play more than once in the movie. They have a fabricator that can create anything, but they don't do anything with it. That's one thing that doesn't come into the fray. And they're like the most advanced minds in the universe, but they're also cowardly. They're a little hypocritical. They so it is balanced out by these flaws in their massive flaws in their characters. I'll say the designs aren't the best, although I do like the, as I called it, the slug milotic looking creature. I did like her design. Whereas and then you get like the other aliens who are the bad guys. Antagonistic is more a way to go. And they're fine. They're not amazing. I mean, you see what they really look like is that creature right there. The sun is what they really look like. But they wear these exosuits, which are kind of cool. The designs of their ship are kind of decent. So, like design wise, it looks like one of the more basic designs for like Pixar characters. Something more out of like say Soul, like the round faces, all that. They don't quite look at like body proportion wise they look normally human, but like facially wise they're very round and simplistic. I'll also say this: that opening 5 minutes. Oh, you are on Elio's side. Your heart goes out for him in that because he just and the narration that goes through that scene because he's in an exhibit that isn't open yet is really it really makes you wonder and think a little bit, and then it actually comes back in the end, not that one but a similar narration that happens where so wow it's windy today. I kept the doors open for some ventilation. I think the dog got locked up. She'll be able to find her way and she can kick the door open if she wants to. There you go, puppy. Like I said. So there's a narration about, this is the first time we've been able to do more than just speculate. We can visit outer planets. We can send radio signals. And that actually comes back in the end in a really cool way, I think. And so, yeah, like I like that first 5 minutes are really good. It's very much a Lilo and Stitch scenario, and I'm going to go back to that comparison in a second because I think it's very important to why I don't like Elio as a character. But it's very Lilo and Stitch in that way. And I think I said it in my reaction yesterday. The movie's not even 2 hours long. It's because I went in there at 2. We had about 20-ish minutes of trailers, and I got out before 4 o'clock. The movie's only like an hour and 40 minutes, an hour and 39 minutes, hour 40. The last 20, 25 minutes, not a third of the film, but like a last quarter of the film, it like all finally came together. Like once you get Elio and his aunt on that beach and go from there, it really does kind of finally like gains its footing. Because throughout the movie, it's kind of hit and miss. For example, I like Elio's relationship with it's not Gordon, it's Glorden. Like I do actually like their relationship together. They're a fun pair. So I did like that. And I think Brad Garrett's Lord Grigon. I do like him overall. Like he's not like anything special, but he's good, and he has a great scene near the end with his son. But the problem for me ultimately, and why I went up in my rating again, maybe I'll start doing just my base rating. Remember, by the way, 10 out of 10 is perfect. Nothing's wrong with it. So if you complain about it, that would be near impossible to give. But I might do my best. But like remember, 5 means average, decent, okay, it's fine. Anything below that is not good. 0 means god awful, no. And then you can maybe like give it rate. So maybe I'll start kind of giving the loose ratings again. I've stopped doing it because everyone's ratings are different. But and that won't mean much for my end of the year lists. It just won't. But the comparison to Lilo and Stitch is this. I can't sympathize with Elio when he is this mean to his aunt. When he's this not understanding of his aunt and what she's trying to go through and trying to help him. And when he's that cruel to her. Okay, so to compare it to Leo, so let me be very fair and devil's advocate here. I understand that where this character is coming from. First off, they don't actually give us an age, I think, on Elio, do they? Because I think he's less than like 10. He's maybe like 8 or 9 or something like that. He's an 11-year-old. He's 11. Oh, he's a lot older than Lilo. Okay. So there are moments where I'm actually on Elio's side here. Like when he meets up with this guy for a ham radio to try to boost his radio signal. At first, he's kind of dismissive of him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I want you." Like he's not really like trying to make friends. He's because he doesn't care about that, which is a bit of a character flaw in him. But it's a character flaw I can understand. And then this guy he brought along is just a bully and kind of breaks the radio, and he just attacks him at one point. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually kind of with Elio on that. Like this dude was a douchebag, but we kind of see what he's skipping class constantly. He's lying, like he's almost like a pathological liar at this point. He is basically he's kind of a child out of control, and yes, it's coming from a place of grief and wanting to belong and all that. And his aunt isn't fully trying to understand him, but she's trying her best just to be with him and try to like provide for him, and she does love him. And it comes to a head in this scene where it's a fight, and he is just so overly cruel to her in what he says. And she's just like, maybe just it's a camp. You're sending me away. It's only for a few weeks. Yeah, she's not sending him to boarding school or anything. It's a camp. Like just to try to make friends and give her a little break because there's a lot of pressure on her. And he's not making it any easier. The difference with Lilo and Stitch in this is that again, it's Nami, right? I believe Nami for wave, I believe. Or is it not? I can never remember. Lilo and Stitch, Lilo and Stitch. I want to say it's Nami. Again, Nami means wave in Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. Lilo and Stitch. Give me 1 second. I want to remember that character because I know it's one or the other. Nani. It's Nani. Okay. So when Lilo and Nani have their blow up, yeah, Lilo is a bit of an out of control problem child too. But first off, she has a little bit more excuse. It's never fully been stated, but it's widely believed and accepted that she's on the spectrum. That she is on some level autistic on some level. So not understanding social norms does make more sense there because a lot of autistic people do have trouble understanding certain levels of social norms and like certain social functions. So it does. So that makes sense why she's as out of control as she is, kind of. And add on the loss of their parents. But also, here's the difference. Also, they're siblings. There's a much stronger connection there. And what happens after a fight? They make up after the fights almost always. They blow up at each other, yes, but after a while, Nani calms down, Lilo calms down. They talk it out, and they still hold a lot of love for both of each other. Here, Elio, I get the impression Elio wants to care about her, and he wants to be cared, and we know he wants to be cared about, but he just doesn't think she does, and that's just not true. When she flat out says she does, and he just throws shade saying, "We're not family. You're not my family." And like you can just see the pain on her when he says that. Like, and he doesn't feel bad about saying it in the moment. You don't see anything on him that says he felt bad about saying that. Like he's so wrapped up in his own grief and his pain and his own belief system that it just doesn't work for me. I don't care that he's 11. Lilo's 6. You can get away more with that with 6 because she's also a kid. There's still a lot of stuff she needs to learn and mature through. Whereas Elio, yeah, he still needs to mature a lot too, but he's almost twice her age. There's a lot more maturing that could have gone on at that point, and I just don't find him likable for a giant chunk of the film. When he's with Glorden, sure, fine. But he's also constantly still lying it's the liar reveal thing again, but they are able to put a bit of a twist on how it kind of resolves. And like, if it wasn't for that last act, I probably wouldn't have liked the movie. I probably wouldn't have. But that last act where, and for example, he also they're talking about cloning. There's a plot point where they send a clone of him onto Earth to make sure that no one misses him, and his aunt is actually getting along very well with the clone because it's his personality minus all his obsession with the aliens, and he's just pissed off that she's enjoying time with this kid instead of her. But it's him. Like, this is you minus the obsession you have with this. Like, this is, you could have this with her if you weren't acting like such a shit. Oh man, like, he is a brat. He is a brat. He's a serious brat. And I can give only so much leeway to someone losing their parents. I've lost a parent. Mind you, I was 27 when it happened, but I lost a parent. I get what that can do to you, minus the fact again that it's a little kid. I get that, but you can only justify actions for so long. You can't make excuses for your actions. Like, oh, my parents. Like, I don't care. I don't care. You're disrespectful. You don't care about anyone but yourself. You think things that aren't true, and I'm not talking about the aliens. You think your aunt doesn't want you, and that's just not the case. And by the way, she's your aunt. She is family, jackass. Like yeah, he's 11. I'm calling 11-year-old a jackass because he's acting like a jackass. I shouldn't be giving you this. It's a movie. I know I'm gonna get someone saying it's a movie, dude. Calm down. Okay, for anyone who ever says that, F you. I'm sorry, F you. This is not the kind of reaction where you say it to. This is the kind of because art imitates life. We do get life lessons out of movies, and they are experiences that we take in. So you know what? F you if you're one of those people. It's just a movie. It's the people who hate other people, who hate actors and actresses, who have no life. Those are the people you say, shut up, it's just a movie, who have defined themselves by this. This is just my experience and my reaction. So if you're one of those people who say, it's just a movie, F you. I want that to be a thumbnail. Just, but yeah, no, seriously, F you. I don't care. F you. Every once in a while, I just get in my soapbox of F you and say, I don't care that you think this. You're an idiot. Like, and look, I'm not this, and maybe I'm wrong for saying that. And you know what? It's fine. We can be wrong. We're human. And just like Elio can be wrong. He's human. I just wish, first off, I wish the trailer hadn't lied to me on that relationship. Because after seeing that really pissed me off. Like, oh my God, maybe that's why I got so upset. I subconsciously knew that the trailer had said something different. Maybe. I don't know. But as it stands, the clone stuff, by the way, the stuff with the clone is a lot of fun. And goes into some body horror stuff, too. Like, there's one scene where he's literally cutting a hedge, cuts his thumb off while people are looking like, whoops, and just pops it back on. And then when the clone disappears, it is straight out of a body horror nightmare. like a supernatural body horror nightmare. It is actually really funny. But the thing is, that's in like the last act I'm talking about. Because the last act, I'm not gonna lie, I think the last act does save the movie. It saves the movie. It's got a couple really strong emotional beats where I did get a little emotional at. But it's really hit and miss and shaky throughout the majority of the film. That first 5 minutes, that last 25 to 30 minutes, and like bits and pieces throughout the rest of the movie means that about half this movie I enjoyed. So that actually really makes it poignant that I upgraded my ranking to about a 5 out of 10. I don't know. Maybe I'm the one who's still got the problem. Maybe I'm being too harsh on this movie. Maybe I'm being too harsh on this kid. I don't know. I don't think personally I am, but this is just how this movie hit me. Let me know what you think, though. If you've seen the movie, let me know if you enjoyed the movie. If you didn't, and why either way. It's fine if you did or didn't. We're all allowed to like what we like. If you haven't seen the movie, do you think you're going to go see the movie based on my reaction? So trailers, you know what it is? I found my notebook for trailers. And I've just been going on so long without the notebook for trailers that I keep forgetting to bring it and get back into that habit. But the trailers, I can mostly remember all the trailers anyway. We got the Fantastic Four trailer. Looking forward to that. It's looking to have a really good opening weekend, so that's good. We got a shrunken down Superman trailer. They could have given us the full trailer, or at least the theatrical version of the newest trailer with the great effect where he's blasting everything. We got the Smurfs, which whatever. Glad that's almost done. Got the bad guys. Okay, and 2. Looking forward to that. Zootopia 2, that little teaser they did for us. And I want to say there was one more trailer we got. What was? I'm gonna just take a quick look through the remaining movies coming out this year to see what it was. So while I'm doing that, I will talk about like how well this is only projected to do like 30 some odd million this week. That's not good for a movie that's on 150 and about 100 million in marketing, from my understand. That's not enough. This film, because that means this film still has to hit about 400 million, and I do not see this film doing that. Now maybe it's got legs. Maybe it will do better than that. Oh, Freakier Friday, that was the other film we got. I don't know. Like seriously, it's now they're replacing with the daughters, except the daughter of who Lindsay Lohan is going to marry is in Jamie Lee Curtis. They're going to try to break the parents up. Like what the? First off, screw you kids. You're just terrible nightmare kids. Like why is everyone so terrible? Why is everyone so goddamn terrible? I don't know why I did it like that, but I'm doing it anyway. Why are they all so goddamn gift? Why are they all so goddamn terrible? I don't know why they're so terrible. But yeah, that actually Freakier Friday. What comes out that week? Because right now I gotta be choosing until I get a job. I gotta be choosy on what I go see a little bit. I can occasionally splurge, but I'm fine in my finances right now to live off of. But and I'm in a situation where I'm okay. But I do need to be looking for work, unfortunately, and find a job. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm gonna see Weapons that week because I am very curious about Weapons. Because it's either that or Freakier Friday. Now, again, if I have a job, I got income coming in, maybe I'll see both. But yeah, I'm gonna be seeing Weapons that week. Anyway, though, what did you think? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you for the next one. Later.